that turned out really pretty.
We're dealing with some hard things. Seems like every day there's new fires to put out. And actually that's the opposite. Some days we can't even get the fire started. I don't know if the wood's too wet or what, but Brendan spent an hour this morning working on getting our fire started in our stove. We've discovered that the stove, while it's great to cook on and we're learning how to cook on it, it definitely takes learning, but it's not heating up our barn like we thought it would. So we're going to be looking into getting more of a heat stove and maybe putting aside the cook stove for now until we get into a house, because we have the ability to cook inside, but we need to heat up the barn. We're struggling with the fact that it rains inside our barn. It forms frost on the inside of the ceilings in the night, and then it drips down on us during the day, on top of all of our stored stuff that's in the rafters, boxes, and on our furniture that's outside, and on our router, our internet router. So today we discovered we didn't have internet, and Brennan looked, and the router was wet and frozen and melting and getting dripped on, I guess, by the ceiling. So moisture is a big issue right now. We're finding a lot of mold in our trailers. Megan and Josiah had some mold over the summer because their roof leaked, which is one of the reasons we wanted to get in here, but it rains inside, so that's not helping. But there's the difference between the warm air inside and the cold air outside is creating condensation on the inside of our walls and our windows, and it runs down into the corners and in our closets, and we open them up. We have to keep them open, keep a lot of the cabinets open so that the heat can go in there and dry it out as much as possible. I bought a couple of dehumidifiers, but what we're finding is actually turning up the temperature, which means burning more propane. But we think if we could keep the barn warmer, maybe we could not have that condensation build up on our walls. But we also cook in our trailers, which was one reason we tried to cook outside. But even just boiling water on the stove here for tea or coffee creates moisture. If I wash the dishes with hot water, you know, the window behind the sink fogs up. So it's just a battle. Every day it feels like we're just battling something. You know, I don't want to just complain, but it's hard. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if we're doing something wrong. We haven't thought through all the things we needed. Maybe we made mistakes in getting the trailers. Maybe we made a mistake in building a barn first. Maybe we should have just built a house. We would have had a house to be in right now. Or maybe we wouldn't have finished it and we still would be outside in the cold. So I don't know, but it's easy to second guess ourselves, I guess. Just keep plugging along, but it's definitely this kind of stuff that's frustrating. We also have broken vehicles. We have one working vehicle. Brendan replaced the axle in the truck, so it's actually working, which is great. But the Durango got some electrical problem. We don't really know. Brendan's been working on it for 2 weeks, and it hasn't gotten better. He's been troubleshooting all these different things, and maybe the computer's broken. We don't know. The van, it just randomly won't turn on, and it just feels like one thing after another.
decided to make our own door. We had bought a door for the other side, and we liked it, but we couldn't find any that were similar. And so we built this. I don't have any experience building doors before, but I think it looks okay.
I think it looks great.
It looks like an old door. I didn't bother to sand it or plain anything. But it fits and it'll keep the chickens out. They're in there now.
They're in there now.
Like as if they knew that their time was short.
Yeah.
And now we have to leave the door open
So they can get out.
So they can get out. What do you think?
Looks good.
There's no doorknob.
You've been opening it with a glass window. The window, yeah.
I've been reaching through.
Yeah, you're gonna have to grab that doorknob and put it in right quick.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be here, chicken. Yeah, chick, 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 chick. 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 Did I get them all? Maybe? No, the dog always comes to see what I'm feeding the chickens, so he can have some too. Cat too, I don't know. The ducks are coming too. Let's go see if we got them all out. Yeah, the cats are waiting too. What are you gonna feed us? Let's see. Did we get all the chickens out? Chickens! Chickens! Hey, chick, 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 chick! No chickens. We must have gotten them out. Did we get them out, kitty? So we have this puddle that has developed in our walkway. And this is our kind of living room, which is a disaster because we had to get everything off the ground. We also had a shelf fall, so we had to pick everything off the shelf. And, well, this puddle we believe is actually seeping under from this wall over here. On this side of the trailer, there's hay stacked there, and we have it on pallets to keep it out of the mud. We put in a French drain, if you remember, when we were building the building up against the hillside on that side. I mean, the French drain seemed to have been working, but now we have this puddle, and it is running from under there and collecting here. We also tend to get a lot of moisture because we have a water pump here, so that we can fill our tanks with water, which sometimes spills over, but a lot of the wetness is coming in from the door. So I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but I tend to always have a kitty on my shoulder these days. Hi, kitty.
What are you doing?